I don't initiate because of the vows that I took. Because I can't require uh, performance from anyone in terms of vow keeping. I cannot require a vow from anyone. A normal master disciple relationship is a contract between the master and the disciple. The master vows something to the disciple, and the disciple vows something to the master. And in the Bhakti traditions, of course, the master's vow is to stay in the universe until the disciple goes home. The master's vow is to offer themselves as an intercessory sacrifice for the disciple. The master takes the disciple's sins. When the master accepts the disciple as this is called diksha, not shiksha. Shiksha is instructing master. I'm an instructing master formally, a shiksha master. I'm not a diksha master formally because I don't make contracts with people. Now, the contract with the disciple is the disciple has to vow to obey the master. The master vows to save the disciple at the cost of their own soul. But the disciple has to obey the master. So whatever vows the master requires from the disciple has to make and he has to keep. Otherwise, the contract's broken. So when the disciple comes for initiation, for baptism, or for diksha, and this is interesting because the word disciple is cognate with diksha. The word doctrine and doctor, those are all from the same root. It's very amazing. So the diksha master, the doctor who indoctrinates from a document, isn't this amazing? Language is so amazing. It's all there. The doctor indoctrinates. He teaches doctrine from a document to a disciple. Isn't that astonishing? The whole picture is right there. The whole Guru, Shastra, and Sadhu tradition is wrapped up in that word, diksha. So anyway, the exception to the now that master-disciple relationship, doctrine and disciple and document, etc., that is the Guru, Shastra, and Sadhu tradition that I've been telling you about, that you can find in these ancient apostolic orders, like the Catholic, the Orthodox. For instance, Tibetan Buddhism has a tradition that's about 700 years old. No, it was from 700. No, came in Padmasambhava about 800, 700, 800. I can't remember. But anyway, that's that hard nut I was talking about the other day, the hard shell that protects the life within. That discipline, rigorous discipline of the doctor and the disciple, indoctrination. So, the exception to that is the master who says, I will unconditionally accept the sins of anyone. And I won't even pick and choose who I'm going to accept the sins of. Now, some doctors do this. Some masters, spiritual masters, do this. The intercessors, great intercessors of victim souls in Catholicism, who take the sins of others by intention, prayer intercessors and victim souls. Some of them, like I believe among the Carmelites, they will say intention. They will say, I'm offering up my sacrifices, penances, austerias, tapasya, for all the priests in my order, or all of the fallen brothers or sisters in my order, or for all Catholic priests, or for some particular group of people. And the Lord accepts their sacrifice. They join themselves mystically to the suffering of Christ. Now, that mystical joining goes on in the Native American, in the Sundance, in an extraordinary manner. It goes on amongst the Shaivites who perform the Kavadi in Sri Lanka, where they do the piercing and stuff. The Shaivites are really, have a lot of that intercessory tapasya stuff. So, anyway, I'm making a distinction here between the normal modality of transmitting and salvation through spiritual masters who are all united back to Baladev or Sankarshan or Jesus, who is the original spiritual master, who in the beginning of every cosmic manifestation as Purusha avatar takes the sins of the world. So all of these sacrifices, the sacrifices in the mode of passion, mode of goodness, and mode of ignorance, are all in some way or another commemorative of the once and all sufficient sacrifice of Purusha. Now, only the sattvic sacrifices are offerable in Vaishnava tradition. The Rajarshik and the Tamasic sacrifices are not really offerable. They're religions in the mode of passion and ignorance, and they're heterodox. And so the saints are always trying to draw people back into the proper worship of Purusha. Significantly, Catholic, Jesus came as a priest after the order of Melchizedek, offered bread and wine. The Nazarites didn't participate in the blood sacrifices of the Levitical priesthood. Jesus was baptized by John the Baptist, who was the unchallenged Nazarite leader of his time, right? So we don't have to guess. We don't have to accept some concocted thing that Jesus was an Essene who, that whole nonsense, Essene gospel of peace and all that nonsense and modern concoction. We know that the Bible, as we have it, is a document of the Nazarite tradition. Why do we know this? Because it's Nazarites who are celebrated as the heroes all the way back to Samson. In the Old Testament, people who took the Nazarite vow are celebrated as heroes. That means that the scripture itself, the collection itself, tells us who collected it. So, in the New Testament, here's your continuity. In the New Testament, what is Jesus? Jesus submits himself for baptism by John the Baptist, who was the Nazarite leader. So there you have the continuity between the Old Testament and the New Testament, as testimonies to the spiritual heroism of the Nazarites. So, in a tradition